So I haven't made a YouTube video in quite a long time. Life gets busy. Like this guy, eating a sandwich while writing on that wrapper when there's notepads right in front of you and putting your coffee mug on your iPad. So like this guy, I just haven't had time to make any YouTube videos. Well, that's not really the case. I've just been playing a lot of RuneScape, and for some reason, picking herbs is not that fun to watch. So during the holiday season, we're always bombarded by sales, but there's always one sale that I always cave in and buy, and that's the World of Tank loot boxes. The dopamine rush of getting 250 gold and 1 day of premium time is absolutely exhilarating. Now, who are you kidding? You know it's all about those tier 8 and 9 premium tanks. And the best one out of the bunch is the BZ176. The BZ176 is a completely busted tier 8 Chinese heavy tank. Wargaming thought it would be very balanced and put it into the game when it has good mobility, solid frontal armor, 10 degrees of gun depression, great turret with very minimal weak spots. They also thought it would be a great idea to give this thing 700 alpha damage with 220 pen Hesh rounds. Lot of fun, I can tell you that. In a lot of ways, the BZ feels like the Mike Tyson of all tier 8 tanks. Just can knock people out with one punch. The equipment I currently use are vents, rammer, and turbo, but I'm honestly thinking about swapping out either the vents or the turbo with improved aiming. Oh, and I even forgot to mention the final feature of this tank, the new mechanic. Adding rocket boosters to the tank, making it go fast. For some reason, for a heavy tank with a high alpha gun, good armor, and good gun depression to also be able to, for short bursts, travel 50 kilometers an hour, just seems a little unfair, a little broken. You can actually, because of this, get yourself into positions that no heavy tank should be at this tier. A couple clips in here, there's going to be several where we just dumped all the rocket boosters right off the start of the match just to get to a position that this tank should not be in off the start of the game. It's a ton of fun, really enjoying it, but it's completely changed the way World of Tanks plays now. In this match, my friend and I, we're using all our rocket boosts to actually get across the bridge and get right up in our enemies' faces while being able to not get shot from the side. With this speed, we're just able to take map control right away, and it's something that for a tank with 700 alpha should not be able to do. So now we just have to bully another BZ over here. But what's actually funny is the cupola on the BZ, that's the one weak spot, so if you are aiming and taking your time, you can get a huge pen like I did there. But the big thing is you need to aim with the tank. You can't be snapshotting in this thing. Not only are you able to just completely bully other tanks on the field, everyone's afraid of you, they're going to keep backing up, but it also has an incredible amount of gun depression. Watch here as I'm actually using the 10 degrees of gun depression to get a side shot on these TDs. My buddy gets a shot in first, and I decide, it's easier, I'll just finish him off. And that's the other thing with Hesh. You don't necessarily have to try to pen every shot. If you see a tank that's on low HP, and it doesn't have a ton of spaced armor, just dump your shell at it. You're going to kill it, knock it out of the game, and then you can move on from there. As you're zooming around in this tank, you do want to keep your enemies in front of you, as you do have a good amount of frontal armor. Watch as all these people try to bounce off of me. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on armor, but the tank is pretty bulky. In this final clip, we have 3 of us in the BZ on Fisherman's Bay, and we're doing the strategy of dump every single rocket boost, rush the one line, and it's honestly hilarious. These tanks just move around so quickly, other people don't expect them, especially if you're using it to get a position. It's also very good from a rocket boost perspective. If you're stuck, it's a nice boost to get out. But all in all, if you were thinking about getting holiday boxes this season, granted they are kind of predatory in a lot of ways, but they're fun, and I understand. I get them every year. But the BZ, if you are lucky enough to get it out of the boxes, it's a lot of fun to play. Lastly, if you did enjoy the video, please consider liking and subscribing. I'm hoping to restart my road to the Object 279E. I have a bunch of pre-recorded footage saved and plan to start editing that and uploading it to the channel shortly.